Yo, hey,
What's up?
nothing much. My dad just sent me a picture like right as you were sending me the link. I don't know if you can see this, but he just got back from out of town and he shot me a text and said we're home. And I just replied as that there was a house across the street from him when he left, and
Oh, really?
that was just a bulldozer.
Wow. It's like some that movie Up. They're
It's
just gonna
gone.
take all the houses out.
Yeah. You do one stream and then another one?
What do you mean? Yeah, set them up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought I was crazy. I'm clicking this link and it's just a black screen. It says live.
Oh crap! Did I send the wrong?
Yeah, I think you have another live up.
Oh, maybe I sent the wrong thing then.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
Sounds
well,
like
we'll see
sounds like
what
something you
happens.
do. No worries.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Well, I said, what's up, Ruben? I had set up the one for tomorrow as well because I have the
Mm.
link to it in the description here. So while people are watching this, they can click over and hit remind me. Cool. Alrighty, right. How's your day been?
Man, it's been chill. Just been paying some bills. Oh, chilling. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just pay a lot of bills.
That's usually what where all the money goes anyway.
Yeah. Oh, doesn't feel good.
I uploaded a short earlier. I don't think anybody has seen it.
I didn't get a notification for it.
Man, what is going on today? Is it me or is it everybody else?
No, dude, I didn't get a notification for it. You sure it uploaded?
Pretty sure. It says it's been
You
up for an hour and 8 minutes. It's had one view.
let's see.
I mean, it's just a short, so it's not like a huge deal. I'm just surprised, like, nobody. I mean, most of my videos get at least like 3 or 4 views in the first hour.
Yeah, dude, I don't even see it.
What the heck? Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think YouTube
There,
is really being
now
my
I see
friend
it.
today.
Yeah, it has no views and it's been up for an hour.
That's crazy, right?
Well, you're about to have one view.
And that
Hey,
stuff the other day with the premiere. Like,
hey, look at this shop.
why does YouTube hate me so much?
Whose shop is this?
This is the one of the shops I go to here in Houston.
Dude, it is insane.
Yeah.
It looks like the one that Scott went to. Oh, is that you? I thought that was Scott that shared those pictures of the shop.
Well, like me and Hoarder's Hide, and I think somebody else all sent pictures of shops.
Okay.
But yeah, I was there this morning. They have it basically like at the end of spring, just as you're going into summer, every year they do like a big spring cleaning sale. You know, they're trying to clean out all their spring inventory. They usually do one like every season, you know. And so it's May 7th through 9th. So like we went over there and like I saw a lot of people headed to the door and like people were taking pictures outside. I was like, man, what's going on? You know, like I don't usually see this many people at the shop. And then like once we walked in the door and I saw the orange signs, I was like, oh yeah, I remember them having these flyers everywhere the last 2 weeks. I'm just a dummy. But they do like it's like I think it was 40% off back issues, 10% off of current issues, like brand new issues. Um, and then like a lot of their different stuff, like they were doing like manga was like 20% off. They had like 20, 30, and 40% off different statues and collectibles and stuff. Like everything in there. Shirts were like 15% off. Like everything in there has some kind of marker on it.
That's nuts.
Maybe like 20 or 30% on graphic or not like trade paperbacks.
Yeah.
Like they have a whole wall that's just like trade collections, and they're organized like DC, Marvel, and then like everything else. And the DC and Marvel sections are pretty sizable compared to the like everything else. But I mean, they have every trade and like graphic novel collection, stuff like that, you know.
LCS sent me home with a trade for the
The
Authority.
Authority,
I'm gonna read it and take it back.
they had We Only Find Them When They're Dead. They had the book 1 collection of that, both covers they were $10 plus you get 10% off because they're new.
Here's 100% of my pickups for non-DC for this week.
Well, hang on.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's kind of crazy. There's only one person here, but let's hit this. Pre-week's end. Yeah. All right. So what'd you pick up, man?
I picked up. Well, of course, I have all my DC books already. That's good, buddy. But this was all that came out this week for me that was not DC. That's how weak
I didn't pick
Marvel
up
is
anything
going.
Marvel.
Yeah.
And I was watching your video. I think it was your video this morning where Tyler mentioned, like we used to talk a lot of Marvel stuff and on Steve's show, and now we don't hardly talk any Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's true. Like, but it feels like everything just wrapped up too, like King in Black was being talked about, Venom was being talked about, and then I was talking Thor with them, and
but that shouldn't be the case. Like Spider-Man comes out every month. Captain America comes out every month. Iron Man comes out every month. You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing.
And it's all like rapidly fell off.
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about with any of those things. Like with Captain America, I understand why, because Coates is a horrible writer and a piece of crap. You got to get someone else on the title to get people to want to read it. But
yeah,
I hope that this Superman movie that he's working on doesn't even happen. I hope it's something that because that happens a lot with Warner Brothers. Is let's hire a director and a writer. Let's get a movie going. And they made that announcement yesterday on Henry Cavill's birthday that like his standing contract is done, and they're just going to go forward and push this one.
Yeah.
Nothing. What are you doing? My wife's just been in the corner with Monkey and she's staring back at her. Go to the park. It is 4:41. Give me a minute. I literally just woke up because I don't want to go to the park. But I'll go to the park. But you didn't say let's go to the park. You said, do you want to? So I'm just, no, I don't, but I will. Sidetrack, sorry. She doesn't want to go to the park. Look at her. She just wants to cuddles.
While you're working.
I did pick up that last copy that they had on the shelf.
We Live. Is that the second print of number 5?
Yeah. Happy to have that one. Me and Tyler were talking about it. There's that book's going up.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
Yeah, I heard y'all talking about it this morning, and yeah, I agree. Like it kind of has that same Kanto-ness that, like to me, Kanto, at least what bit I read of it, it never felt like it was something like let's write a kid's story. It always came off more like they were just writing a good story, and there's nothing to it that has to like cross boundaries and become like non-child friendly, so it works great on all those levels.
Mm-hmm.
We Live does have like some more gruesome stuff to it, so I don't know if it's necessarily kid friendly, but it does kind of have like a kid show kind of aesthetic to it, that you could easily see go into production as an animation.
Yeah. And I'm really hoping that what it's picking up is just because, like we talked about it for a long time, that people should read this, because if you don't read this, someone is going to read this, then demand that you read this because it's just
Hmm.
good. I hope that's just like what's happening, that people are actually getting into the story of it and just kind of really, really liking what they're getting.
Yeah, yeah. I hope the word of mouth on it is what's really driving those numbers, and it'll be interesting to see because if it's getting this kind of attention in singles and it is like the word of mouth and people really just enjoying it as a story, then that means the trade sales are probably going to pick up like crazy, versus just like the spec market is what's driving the numbers, in which case the trade isn't going to like do anything amazing because they don't collect them like that.
Yeah,
But I think it really is like people getting into the series because it's too good to skip.
it
The
really
covers
is.
look great, but because nobody knows the series, I can't imagine the spec market's really caught on to it yet. So I think it's just people getting on board with the story and the characters and the world, and that's promising for what's to come. Hopefully the free comic book day is a great issue of like, let's give them a taste of what this world is like, but also like new reader friendly.
Oh yeah, that right there, man.
Yeah.
I told you before, but when I got to that page and I turned the page and I saw that tower fire up, their arms light up, and I saw the countdown hit 0, I literally dropped the book in my lap and I just, ooh, take a breather. I'm like, God, before I turn this page, let me clear my thoughts.
Right.
What's coming? And I still wasn't ready for what was coming.
Hmm.
Let's go to space, to some Guardians, to some structuring of what. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm excited to see what this new free
How
comic book
about this?
day content's going to be.
No, that's Seven Secrets. That one's insane. Kyle said, "Are you talking about the one with the suitcases? With the two people walking around, don't open the case?" No, this is the one with We Live, where me and Ryan had the people who created this on the channel. Huh? This is the second print of the final issue that came out this week.
Which is awesome too, because it's been the fifth one dropped like what, a month or two ago.
We Live.
Yeah,
That's longer than that, I think.
yeah. Surely it hasn't been a whole 3 months, but yeah, I mean, a month or two ago, there's still enough people request copy, trying to get the back ordered issues. So that lets that's why they would print another run now. So that lets you know like the attention it's getting is heating up.
Yeah, people still reading it.
And based on how we discovered it, I don't think it was like intentionally underprinted. I think the market just literally slept on it.
Yeah, well, you announced it beforehand, like, "Hey, there's this book coming. It sounds cool." Like, sure does, doesn't it?
I wish I had known what I was saying at the time. I would have kept my mouth shut.
Start raking them in.
Right?
Don't say nothing and it's buy all these issues.
I'm a terrible spec buyer.
Yeah.
Hey, common burrito. What is a bed? What makes a bed?
Like a
Boom.
little
So
presentation, you would be no good on the Price is Right. You're just that's your whole presentation.
this could be yours. Boom. So yeah, we talked Teen Titans Academy a bit yesterday on Steve's show. Um, I enjoyed it. Like, I understand the criticism that people have for it, and that like it's not everybody's cup of tea. But for me, like as somebody who's loved Red X since the day he popped up on Teen Titans, that alone, like kind of, I've always wanted more of that character, and they never give you any. So to me, like him coming over here, it doesn't really matter how strong Teen Titans Academy itself is, as long as like that character is there, I'm gonna be there. So it was cool to see him cross over with Suicide Squad. I do like Suicide Squad better. I think it's a better title than Teen Titans Academy, but at the end of the day, I don't hate Teen Titans Academy either. I think people are a little more sour on it just because, like people develop alliances and allegiances, and because Strange Academy was first, people align with that, you know.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of like, oh, they're just copying Strange Academy, and like, well, for me, I didn't read that, and it doesn't have red X, so
I wish they
that's
would have
pretty much
never
it.
put the word academy in the title of it.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that it's there due to the like Academy like so draws that comparison to Strange Academy that much more, you know. So it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of scenario.
Yeah, it would have just been the same. It would have been this. Would have been the same book without it. You know, it changes nothing.
Hmm.
And it makes plenty of sense being there, but it just adds that unnecessary conversation of the comparison of the two titles.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't doubt that people would still compare it, but I think it would be a lot less like obvious and overt, and people would do it a lot less. Swamp Thing, I mean, I kind of talked about it. Still, I don't know. Both covers this week were just like real busy, and I wanted something a little cleaner. But the story's cool, and I like that there's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde of Poison Ivy's here. It's kind of interesting to see those two personalities argue back and forth, you know.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of strange because I don't exactly know why they are the way they are either. So
Yeah, that made and we touched on it briefly when we were talking. Like after this issue, I was thinking about how I don't know the way anybody is the way they are in this title.
yeah, like I don't know what's going on in the larger universe that it's connected to, because Poison Ivy, I mean, we had talked about it a bit, but like in Catwoman, she's like in a cryo tube sort of scenario. And then here she's in the green. So, like, I don't know continuity wise where Swamp Thing is fitting into everything exactly. So, all in all, though, I really like it just for being Swamp Thing. And they brought back Woodrue and Alec Holland. So, I'm really excited to find out more about that. I would like to know what happened with Alec. Like, why is he not the Avatar? And like now he's got his body back. That's got to feel special in some way, you know. I can only imagine being separated from my body for years. So
I was pumped when I turned that page. And then when I finished it, that's when the questions started rolling in my head. Like, why is he there? Why isn't he the Avatar?
yeah, yeah. I was like, whenever they were kind of like leading up to it, I was like, wait a minute, are they gonna like who's here? Who would be an expert? The only person I could think of is another Swamp Thing, and like we know what one other Swamp Thing. So like, is that what's gonna happen? And then you turn the page and he's just standing there. I was like, yes.
I thought that they were going to take it the Poison Ivy route, like that she was going to be the one, like that they might have been seeking out, or just because of her connection to Mother Nature, that she was going to be the one kind of trying to explain up to the degree that she knows what's going on. But it was I don't know what they plan on doing with her beyond this, but she was completely unnecessary to have in this issue, though. I mean, I did not enjoy having her, but didn't
Yeah,
need her.
right now I don't know what her role is. I don't know
Yeah.
what her purpose is. Yeah. Well, I guess other than like she kind of like laid it out for Levi, like, you know, about all the Swamp Thing stuff. So I guess that's the only real purpose she served there, was like kind of like cluing him in. That's kind of how Firepower was this week. Like they finally said everything that like they haven't been saying. And so you kind of like get this stance, you know, now this character now this character kind of knows like what's going on and where the world's at, you know. And so like now we don't have to wait around for Levi to figure out like what is a Swamp Thing and what is he supposed to be doing, but now he needs to understand how to do it. And I think that's where Alec will come in.
What is a firepower?
uh it's the little like orange flowers that you find in Mario, and they let you throw fireballs.
Yeah, that's better.
Of course,
Thank
it
you.
looks like you're spitting them, but
I
you
said,
know
"Can I
you're
spit
throwing
hot
them.
fire?" It's straight Dylon mode. I need one of those Dylon flowers.
Right.
Spit hot fire. Oh man, I'm just
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the other thing. I think.
My LCS owner today asked me because I dropped a few books off my pool list today and put a few
Hmm,
other books on there. I'm trying to remember. I added something. I can't remember what I added. But I dropped Urban Legends. I dropped Superman Red and Blue. I dropped Radiant Black. Yeah, I dropped those three. I thought I added some. I added something else. But all those just aren't hitting good enough for me. Radiant Black. After I dropped it, I even saw the cover. I even saw the cover of the next one, and I think they're going to introduce a Zord in the next issue. But I'm still just like, no, I'm
Oh
good.
yeah, that was in the what's the guy? Kyle Higgins, his newsletter. He pretty
Yeah,
much
I
confirmed
apologize.
it.
Give me 1 second to answer my phone. It's one of my employees.
Cool. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying there, Austin. Like, I can't think of Humberto Ramos like right off the top, but Scotty Young definitely has like a ton of personality in his artwork and stuff, and I feel like he brings a lot of like Chip Zdarsky. He's another one that can really like bring personality out through the storytelling and the book itself, you know. And so I could totally understand how like that's endearing and Strange Academy. Like it would hook people in, just like the world and the personalities and stuff. What I will say is Rafa Sandoval is doing the artwork on Teen Titans Academy, who did he was on the Joshua Williamson run of The Flash, the good stuff. And I really liked his artwork in there. I feel like he's he's got like a really strong house style, so like he kind of gets slept on, but he's really good at it, and his artwork is solid. You know, like there's nothing about it that like stands out. Like I would follow him necessarily to an individual title or something, but I think him as an artist, like he's really solid. He does the house style pretty awesome. So I do like the artwork and the way they're handling Teen Titans Academy, even though I could understand how Scotty Young and Humberto Ramos would endear people to the series. What's up, Tyler?
What's up?
Cosmic Daddy. What's
Yeah,
up, Todd?
I was trying to ask you last night on Burke's thing why you changed your name, but you guys were caught up in conversation.
Yeah, I heard you were asking Mark about it this morning. Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah.
You're so distracting. He had to get up and walk away. No, I don't know. I just trying new things, changing things around, just trying something a little bit different. See if it
I like it.
Moves
I
the
like
needle any. Well, thank you. I like your name as well, Cosmic Daddy.
Mm-hmm. Who doesn't?
It can only be Cole.
Yeah.
See, I never read any of Champion, so I don't know what that's all about. But people like that kind of stuff.
I thought it was funny. This week, my wife said she was like, "Wasn't our free comic book day this past week?" Like, what do you mean? Like, isn't it the first Saturday in May? I thought it was so funny that she said that because she remembered it from like years prior.
I know, right?
I was like, yeah, you're right. That is because it's usually right around Star Wars Day.
Oh, okay.
In fact, the year before or 2 years before, it was on Star Wars Day. And I was like, yeah, you're right. But they moved it this year. I don't know why, but they did. They probably blaming it on Rona. But
well, remember last year, 2020, it was like free comic book 2 weeks or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
it was like just get them with your stuff.
Yeah, normal. It was originally going to be normal, obviously. But they moved it because of Rona to free comic book month, and they just basically
it was like August, September.
Yeah, and so no one came in at my shop at all, like new to get them. It was all like returning customers. So every week, I went in for like 3 months. I picked up a free comic book. Sometimes like the same one I already grabbed.
Yeah, I ended up with like 4 copies of the free comic book day Firepower issue.
Yeah, that was out for like 3 straight months. I probably grabbed like 10 of them.
Wow.
Just like I grabbed one each time I went in. And they still, I think they ended up just putting some in the back, like they just had them forever. They might still have some.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of free comic book day
Yeah.
books I've seen on the list that are pretty cool. See, ours did them on Wednesdays. Like whenever we would go pick up our books, they would just like throw in whatever copies had come out that week. That week.
Yeah.
It was a weird free comic book year.
Like, oh, I got a big pull. Oh no, these are free.
Did you pick anything up
this week?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let me look. I grabbed Fear Case. That was my pick of the week.
Did you read it already?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think?
That's how it's my pick of the week.
Oh, good point.
I always pick my pick of the week right before I read them.
Yeah. See, I didn't read any of those. I kind of skipped over that series, but everybody kept talking really well about it, and most of the reviews of the ending are pretty positive. People seem to even like how it wrapped up, which is rare.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Cole. It was his pick of the week too. Well, it's over now. That's the finale.
Yeah.
So it's only 4 issues. So you can pick it up and hopefully love it just as much as us, because it was a ride. And this was, I literally had the chills. Like I always put a picture from the book somewhere in the book as a part of my review. And I almost just wanted to take a picture of my arm and just post it. Like, this is my arm right now. Cause I even thought about it, but I was like, that's weird.
That's weird. Okay, so you post your toes and you take your shirt off, but posting your arm would get weird.
Oh, that is weird. This is way too weird. Did you read Eve?
No. Oh, that's actually what I was going to show off next anyway.
Eve was excellent.
Yeah, it was on my
surprised
list.
Me.
It was on my list, and then I think Taylor Winder reviewed it, and he kind of made it sound, it was part of his, like, okay, fine segment. I was like, man, that's kind of disappointing because I was hoping it would be good. But then when you were talking about it this morning, whenever I watched the replay from this morning, actually, I was listening to it on my way to the shop, and I was like, you know what? Like, I like what Tyler has to say about this. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. So
yeah, I think
one of the ones I grabbed while I was there.
It leaves a lot to be wanted to know, I guess, is the best way to put it. Like, there's a lot on the table. They give you a bunch, but they give you even more that you're like questioning. So I'm excited to see what you think of that. Firepower.
Yeah.
The Firepower was Firepower again. Did you read that?
What, Firepower?
Yeah. Is that,
I liked
is that
it.
what you thought?
I thought it was a pretty strong turn. Like they finally kind of like said everything that's happening, you know, and established it with all the characters. So now we can kind of move past this, like who's on what side and why are they on different sides now and all of that stuff. So I'm glad they finally like moved past that thing and kind of told us like what's really going on. And now we can get into the big battle and stuff. I know the next one is the 12th issue, and they're doing like a big 12 issue blowout, and there's like 12 covers for that one and stuff. And so and the way that this book turned, it kind of sets it up for like the end game. So I kind of suspect like with that issue, we're going to find out there's only like 15 issues or something. If not, that's the finale. And they just didn't tell anybody again.
Awful. If that's going to be it, that would be horrible.
Yeah. I could see it being like a big, like all out battle, because that's kind of how they did set it up. So yeah, I could see them pulling the Walking Dead thing where they're like, oh yeah, and this was the finale and you didn't know it. Haha. I could also see it kind of revealing though that we're right at the end and there's only going to be like 15 or 18 issues, maybe 20 tops, and it's on its way to the end at this point, you know.
At this point, I wouldn't be that mad if that was the case. Oh, it was Fear Case was Cup's pick of the week too. But Burrito said he wasn't sold on issue 1. I think what sold me on issue 1 of Eve is that just the relationship between Eve and the teddy bear robot, and like their conversation and what the teddy bear could be and what he's gonna reveal. I think that was it. That's what carried it for me. I just want to know more about this teddy bear and more about their relationship and what he has to do with stuff.
Well, I tell you, like, I don't know anything about Victor Laval other than at one point I had heard a little bit about Destroyer, and people seem to enjoy that one. And so I almost read it. So that's literally all I know about Victor Laval is that I almost read one of his series. But the concept of that one was sort of like this. Like, it sounds like a bunch of generic stuff, but people liked it because of like all the intricacies within those like pretty like standard things, you know. And so everybody's like, oh, it's another post-apocalyptical thing. Yeah, but you know, it depends on how you play that. I like a lot of that stuff, you know. That's like a great setting for me. So if we're talking about like the end of the world and humanity beyond that, that kind of interests me, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely an overdone idea. So, but I that doesn't bother me. I'm down for anything as long as it can pull me in somehow.
It's all about the
with
nuance.
the story, the characters, some type of relationship, something that makes me want to keep reading. I'm never mad at something that's been done over and over as long as they can add something, make it fresh in some.
I mean,
type
Ultra
of way.
Mega is like literally one of the coolest books out there right now, and everything in that book has been like done to death before, you know.
Yeah,
it's
and
just
this is
the style and the pizzazz it all comes together with. You're like, yes, want more.
Yeah, they do it in their own way. That's for sure.
Apologies, the house is wild right now.
Sounds like it. Yes, I love Chris Samney's art. I enjoy it. I like how like it reminds me of a lot of the stuff I grew up on. You know, Batman the Animated Series, like Samurai Jack. You know, they use like these very simple lines and stuff. It can be drawn in like very few lines, but it still gives a lot of like emotion and stuff like that. You know, good acting.
I also read Suicide Squad and Batman and Noctera. Those are the three others I've read so far.
We're hearing a lot of good things about this issue of Noctera.
Yeah, it was a good one for sure.
Yeah, people seem to really like this latest issue.
That's a very
wife actually writes climate control nonfiction, so he's I feel like there's an air conditioning joke in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't quite find it, but it's there.
Niche market.
Right?
Yeah, where's your climate controlled nonfiction section?
Sounds like something you'd be looking for, like in the B horror movie section of the video store in the 80s.
In the genre is Bill Nye.
There it is. We found the joke.
I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me, Cup. I walk in and they like hand me my stack, and then I'll literally go through my stack and walk down the wall to see if I'm missing anything. The only problem is my shop order is so few that a lot of times it's just blank, blank, blank. And I'm like, I wonder what that was. And I'm like, well, I guess I don't know. And then I'll get home and realize there's like 4 books that they didn't have. I'm disappointed.
I did see that Berserker 2 sold out this week, like at my shop before it hit the shelf. Saw that today. There's a lot this week that looked like it sold out.
Let's see. He actually mentions like 3 other writers in that genre, I'm pretty sure.
Dope. Good. We can get 4 printings of number 2 then.
I did want to pull up this comment. Suicide Squad is a fun book. Worried it might get a little repetitive in the future, but for right now, I'm enjoying it. I think I had talked with Todd. If not Todd, somebody else I had spoken with, I think through YouTube comments, about how like it felt like the first 2 issues of Suicide Squad were following that formula of like, we got to get somebody to build a team, And that is concerning. Like, I could see that getting repetitive and boring. But I do feel like the 3rd issue, because they had such a blunder, that it actually kind of made it like innovated that, made it a little more fun and competitive feel of just like, we're going to go get this person and get out, you know. The fact that it only messed up the mission, and so it extended and changed what the mission was, I thought was kind of a nice way to shake it up.
I don't know why I didn't think about that sooner, but that is what they've done so far. Just going to get Talon, now going to get Bolt.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't.
something we had talked about. I think what I talked about with Todd like last week or so. Whenever I put out my video that it was coming out, but I felt like they shook it up enough here that it didn't feel as repetitive as it could, and hopefully they'll keep doing little things like that to keep it from getting boring. If they just keep going in to get somebody.
Well, I mean, like think about the Suicide Squad movie as well. They had to go get Amanda Waller. You know, that's what they were doing. They're going to save her the whole movie, pretty much. Finn,
Yeah. So yeah, they had to go get Amanda Waller. They were doing that for the most of the movie.
they're either going to be retrieving a person or an object for her. There's not much else for them to do, like a an assassination mission or something. Cover your ears, Ryan. In the trailer for the new one, like part of the funny part is where they're showing that they're attempting to go get Harley, you know, and they make a joke about the going to get her thing. Like, yeah, they're about to break
Yeah.
into a building, and then Harley walks up. Hey guys, what are you doing? And they look at her. We're here to rescue you. You're gonna come get me? What? I can go back inside. And she's sitting there all beat up with like weapons in her hands and a bloody lip where she's just got herself free, you know. But yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too like worried about it getting too repetitive for me because, like I said, as long as you like address it, or if they make it into a joke, like an in-world joke is that like we're always just going to rescue somebody to join the team, like that works for me.
Well, they're gonna need team members as they go along.
Happy if by like if Suicide Squad 4, they're still taking seriously the idea that they're going to like get members for a team or something, at that point, like it gets old. But if they like acknowledge it and make a joke out of it, then I'm cool with that.
That comes down to writing. If you can write it in and make it written well, it'll work.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's only like 9 stories or something out there. So everything we see, everything we read, it's all like an archetype of some story that existed way back when somewhere else, So it's all in the writing and the nuance, You got to take those things and make them your own.
Yeah.
James Gunn's pretty good at that, so I'm excited to see what happens.
I'm also wondering how much this book is going to continue to serve as an awesome pivot point for the continuity that's going on, because this book is more than anything has been bridging other titles and showing like the shared timeline, between the other DC books. I wonder if that's something else that we could continue to look forward to seeing. Like how they're just flying under everyone's noses.
Yeah, cause it was kind of the same way in Future State with Teen Titans. That was like the linchpin for so many stories that were happening in Future State, And that's how Suicide Squad feels right now. Like people are reading so many DC books right now that are like being affected by what Suicide Squad is doing, and they like people don't even know it, but they're everywhere.
It's really cool.
And so I'm excited for Peacemaker. I cannot wait to see this on screen. I think it's going to be great.
Did you see the mass drop of all the retailer incentives for Something Is Killing the Children 16?
On
Instagram? I was just flooded with like 15 in a row.
Good Lord.
And I don't think that's all of them. I'm pretty sure there's over 20. That has to be why Boom's putting a stop to that. Do you know that? Did you know that? They're saying it has to be like an issue number 1 or they're not doing it anymore. And that's why it has this issue alone for sure. Why.
Yeah. We had heard about it a couple of months ago because Steve, the 616, they were complaining about it. And so they had told Steve that they were going to have less Boom variants. And so we kind of knew that it was coming down like that. But I know a lot of other companies have also announced that too. It's not just Boom anymore. Like After and IDW have both also canceled most like exclusive variants and all that kind of stuff too. So I think it has something to do with a concern for like the market correction that we all expect to be coming, because because that's going to hurt moderns. It's not going to hurt like golden and bronze and silver age stuff. You know, that stuff's going to retain value. It might take a little bump, but it's not going to take much. But it's going to be a lot of the modern and current titles that are going to really be affected if the market does correct. You know.
I always wonder about these retailer incentives. Like, what are they going to do in the future? Like you said, because they're low print run, so people like that. But when there's so many of them,
Yeah, but it's a double-edged
issue.
sword. Because what you have is like a print run of like 600 books or something, you know, right? Well, in the future, the value of that book is going to be so incredibly high and there's only, like, if they're printing 600, some of those are going to disappear, right? So even if you're talking about like in the world, all the comic collectors in the world, there's only like 500 of these books to go around. There's a point where something's so rare that it's not worth chasing, you know?
So I just searched for it on eBay. I'm up to 18, 19, 20, 21. So I'm 22. I just found 22 incentive variants on eBay in like 5 seconds. So there's more than that.
Yeah.
23, 24, 25. This is ridiculous for a 16. Issue number 16.
Yeah.
Here's another one.
The other thing that concerns me is like people, I don't know. There's like this thing where like people are always looking at outliers and trying to like kind of define facts for that, you know? And Something Is Killing the Children is a series that it was just like right time and right place and everything. And it took off like it has. And don't get me wrong, like the story's incredible. I love the book, but I think there's also a sense of hype just on like, how far can we take this? You know, kind of like the Dogecoin to the moon thing, you know, like people were just sitting on Dogecoin and then it rose like 3 cents and they were like, oh my God, like you realize what would happen if it rose 3 more? And like they kept building their own hype and it was infectious and it grew. And that hype alone is what drove the price of it up. And I feel like Something Is Killing the Children is kind of like that too, where like we started getting all these reprints and it's like, we're on the 8th reprint of the first issue and stuff. Like, how far can we take this? Come on, guys. Like, let's get excited. And now we're looking at like 25 covers for an issue number 16. But a lot of that's just like the hype itself, you know, like there's not something substantial behind it for the most part.
I think this book specifically, it's just like the perfect storm of comic book collecting. It's like somewhat low print run. People didn't get in early. It's written by Tynion, which people like. Boom Studios, like it has cool covers, Jenny Frissen art. Then it started getting lower print runs as it moved forward with even cooler covers. And now they're talking about it going to Netflix because they just picked up Boom. It just was like everything lined up so perfect. And in the title itself, Something Is Killing the Children. Like that title, that sold me right away. Just killing children, like this sounds terrifying. You know,
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
good old days.
You start out on YouTube ripping comic books in half, and you usually get kicked off when you start ripping babies in half. So
yeah,
sometimes you are halfway there. Yeah, I mean, it is like it seems like just like the perfect storm of things to happen to a book, and it's fortunate that like it really is a great book, you know. But there's just like a lot of hype involved in what's going on with that book right now, you know. It's the same thing like you know, like Netflix has a first look deal with Boom Studios and with Mark Millar as well. So all that means is any content that they have that they're considering pitching or anything, all of that has to go to Boom or has to go to Netflix first. Once Netflix says like we don't want this, we pass on it, then they can take it wherever they want. They can go to talk to Amazon from there, you know. But you know, Netflix gets the first option on turning it into something. And so I wonder how much we really know and how much is just the hype and speculation of like, of course Netflix is going to take this show, you know?
Yeah, I think it was being hyped up before it was even talked about on a show. It just has taken off. It's weird. Like I said, this like I just feel like it's the perfect storm perfect,
Yeah.
like everything. And then like everyone loves Erica. They love the way she's drawn. I love her
She's a
green
great
eyes,
character.
amazing mask. She's kind of funny and badass at the same time. Like I just don't really know what more you could want, and it just lines up. Everything
Well,
lined up.
And I tell you, like, feeding into that too, like, it's kind of the perfect storm for that story and that style for Netflix as well,
Mm-hmm.
because we know that, um, Stranger Things is going to wrap here pretty soon, right? They're only doing like one more season or something, and that
Oh, I didn't
audience
know
is
that.
going to need somewhere to go. So it would, this seems like the perfect type of content for Netflix to turn into a Stranger Things style show that picks up the Stranger Things audience as Stranger Things starts to kind of fade away. So again, like perfect timing, for this to be turned into a show and everything. There's kind of enough content from the comics to turn into a show at this point. So, it's hitting at the right time for it all if they're going to do it.
With them doing it so soon into the series, how quick do you think the series is going to outpace the comic?
Like 1 to 2 seasons.
Like I
Yeah.
think once,
Very,
well, I mean, with it,
very,
with
yeah.
with it just in development, they're really like nowhere near because all it was an announcement on Richie's Patreon that it's in development. There was nothing like no confirmation of studio, the producer, director, or anything like that. It was just saying this is being developed. That's all it was said was him on his
Like
Patreon.
if you ask me, the first, I think the first book, or like
Arc.
the first trade,
Mm-hmm.
what is that? The first 6 issues or
I think
five
it's
issues?
5.
Yeah, like I think they could
Yeah,
do
it's
that as probably one season,
Oh
and
no,
then do.
I was thinking one or 2 episodes.
dude! I was thinking the first 14 issues is barely a season if you stretch it because this book is not rushed. It's the opposite of a rushed book.
Well, no, yeah, there's definitely
Every
going to be
issue is
more
like an
fluffing to
hour's
it.
worth of time. Like you know what I mean? It's
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, and saying a first season, I'm talking like 6 to 8 episodes tops. I don't think they're going to do more than that in a season at this point. But I think they would fluff it more. They would set up more of the extra characters. Like you would probably get Tommy in pretty early and develop him and his storyline outside of Erica much more before they actually collide, stuff like that.
yeah.
So I think you could turn the first volume into a season. You would really have to fluff out the second volume though to get a full season 2 out of that part.
Yeah.
And then the way they could do that though is do a little bit more like Erica building, like some early glimpses and stuff, because then I would think a third season would be where they would want to tackle the story arc that's about to drop with going back to Erica Slaughter's origins and everything she went through growing up.
Back in 2019, November 2019, on my like regular Twitter before I had my review Twitter, I said 3 issues into Something is Killing Children, and I'm ready for pre-production on a show with Samara Weaving starring as Erica Slaughter. So let's see if I get my wish, because I think she would be amazing. You know who she is?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. She was in like Ready or Not. She was in another Netflix show too.
Mm.
Yeah. Let's see. You recognize her?
No. I'm terrible with faces though, so.
I gotta look up what else she's in. She's not in a ton of things, but she's been associated with some Netflix stuff already.
I don't know. I don't really have much of an opinion on Millie Bobby Brown's acting, so my instinct is to say no. I don't think she would play Erica Slaughter, but I don't know enough about her to say yay or nay.
Oh, Samara Weaving was in Bill and Ted Face the Music, Guns Akimbo, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
3 Billboards is supposed to be really good.
Yeah, the babysitter. She was the babysitter in The Babysitter.
Oh, didn't see
She was
pretty much any of
in
those.
Ash versus the Evil Dead.
That was a
Like
great
the new
show.
Stars show or whatever.
Dude, yes, it was insane.
Stars or Cinemax? One
I
of
think it
those.
was Stars or
Mm.
Cinemax. It was either one of those or it wasn't one of those.
Yeah, I haven't got to watch it yet, so I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, I
she's
mean that's the
really
thing.
good.
Like in development, like all of the little pieces of breadcrumbs that they feed us are exactly what we need to hear to get excited, but they mean literally nothing in the actual business of developing stuff. They're like, it's in development. Yeah, that means two guys sat down and had lunch for 20 minutes one day, didn't eat anything, and wrote the name of the show down on a piece of napkin somewhere.
Oh,
And
dude,
somebody else is
Austin,
probably selling it for like $900 on eBay right now.
dude, Austin is on top of it with that pick.
Anya Taylor-Joy. I still
That's
like my
that's
I like
magic
my
from the
pick
new
over that, but that's a good one too. And she's in that Netflix show too, the Queen's Gambit. So they already worked with her.
Mm. See, like I don't disagree. I mean, you could very easily, I mean, a direct turn of this stuff, yeah, like it could be done like all in a season. I don't deny that, but even if you look at like Lock and Key, how much did they rearrange that? How much did they adjust Invincible to make it more palatable for a TV show? You know, so I think there's a
They
lot of
didn't
stuff that
adjust
they
that
would
one a
change
lot.
around. No, but they did seed a lot of those concepts earlier, which fluffed out the content that was there earlier, you know?
Yeah, the
Like
biggest
it
thing
gives
they
you
did
more
was
character development over the course of.
they just pushed the characters forward so that way they could drag out the Omni-Man thing the whole season instead of
Yeah.
revealing it in like episode 2 or 3.
Yeah. You know, so I mean, we see like they rearrange these based on like a lot of times the comic writers didn't know where it was going until they got there on some stuff, you know, and so as a show, knowing where it's headed, you can do a lot better with that kind of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if we get more like early seeding of Erica Slaughter's past if they were going to do a show, you know. So while I do think they could do just like everything that we know so far in one season or 3 movies or whatever, I think they would do a lot of rearranging to make it more entertaining and I mean, of course, to draw it out and make more money off of it. I mean, the other thing is think think about like Department of Truth, right? That's been picked up as, you know, in development as well. Do you really think there's even enough for one episode of a show based on that though?
I think
Like,
I think a show will be better than the book. Personally,
I could totally see it. Yeah.
I can see
My
each
thing is,
issue. I can see each issue of that being an episode in itself, though. Like the way that it's formatted, and like each issue is its own bookended piece of a story. So if you fluff out an issue, you get an episode with something that's killing the children. It's not written like that, you know. It's written like 3 or 4 issues.
yeah,
Make
it's written
like
in arcs. Yeah.
make a scene,
But
which I think is cool.
you know,
but it goes
I
fast.
think honestly, I think that the Department of Truth, I think the concept is what they're taking. I think they're going to take the concept of there being a department that manages the truth and you know, goes out there and does all of these things. But I think on TV it's going to come off much more like we're like Men in Black or something. I don't think they're going to put as much horror stuff on it. I don't think they're going to deal a lot in stuff like coming after the real life people that they kind of reference in the comic and stuff. I think you're going to see a much more like you know, I guess like general TV audience kind of show out of it.
Do we know where it's where its home is going to be?
I don't think we know who picked it up. Canterbury Glass. I don't know anything about that.
I don't know either. But
I didn't know they were working on a new Mad Max yet either.
David O. Russell, man, after American Hustle, I don't even know. I hated American Hustle so much.
Is that the one with Christian Bale?
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence saved that movie from being a pure trash.
Hmm.
Christian
I
Bale
haven't
was good
seen
in
it.
it too. I guess like all the acting was good, but man, I hated the story so much. And
That one had to do with like something about drugs or something, right?
No, just hustling.
yeah, basically, I
Like
guess
the
it
whole
was
like
really
CIA being
thin.
involved in like South America and all that. Is that what that story's about?
Yeah, that's the one with
Uh,
Tom Cruise.
yeah, that's the Tom Cruise
Oh,
one.
maybe
It
that's
it
what I'm
has
thinking.
Christian Bale, Bradley Cooper, and Jennifer Lawrence, and it's like kind of 80s.
Batman
My,
and Lois Lane in the 70s were literally con men, and it's about the kind of the FBI catching on to them and then using them as basically informants to pull out some bigger cons on some corrupt politicians. And it's just about them scheming the FBI while they're scheming the politicians to come out on top and clean shave from both sides.
you made it sound way better than it is. So good job, Mark.
Thank you.
Because
Isn't that
wow,
what Mark
that is a
usually does?
bad movie, and you just made it sound like it might be okay.
And the performances are great. Jeremy Renner's in it.
Oh
He
yeah,
does
he's in
really
it too.
good in it. And Bradley Cooper's performance, though odd and erratic, like whatever he was supposed to be doing, he did it well, and it comes off as odd and erratic. And there's just not much of a story to be. I think it's just a time era when it came out. Like, who cares about 1970s con men, really? And it's just weird. Jennifer Lawrence, like, she plays that character so well, you want to throw a microwave at the TV. And I picked
Yeah,
microwave specifically
yeah,
because of how crazy her character is in it.
yeah. She saved the movie for sure. Um, I'm excited for the new Mad Max after that last one, Fury Road.
Oh
I
yeah.
love Fury Road so much.
George
Yes.
Miller knocked that out of the park.
Yeah, that was
Mm-hmm.
a shock to me,
Cinematic
especially because like
masterpiece.
the first one I think is good. I enjoy them, but they're just not really. I don't know. They're just kind of 80s
Yeah.
fun,
I
crazy.
enjoy the hell out of all of the Mad Max movies, but
Mm-hmm.
This one
Fury
just
Road
felt
is like
like
another
9
level.
steps above.
Yeah.
Like he had this idea that worked in the 80s and now is perfected in this last film.
Yeah. Did Mark get a new camera?
Yes.
No,
I was gonna say I think he got better lights.
dude, this is just my light. My light setup is really just based on lunar cycles and time of day.
Like I feel like for me, and then like I watched your 10 questions interview, and you're like sitting in the darkness.
I didn't
It's like
want
I
to
don't
get
know
up to turn a
why it
light
always
on.
looks like it's nighttime whenever I watch him somewhere else.
If you watch the beginning of 10 questions and then just drag it to the end, you'll see like the light just
The
changes.
sun just
Yeah, that
It
was a
started
great
when the
interview.
sun
That
was
was
going
fun.
down. And I slowly moved closer to the screen because I have to get closer for the light of the screen to illuminate me.
That's when you know you've made it, when you've been interviewed on 10 questions.
Oh, I was thinking of rigged. I'm sorry. 10 questions. I don't even know what the light looked like. Yeah, rigged is the one
dark.
with where the light was going out on me, and I'm just
Yeah, rigged. It got really dark by the end of that one. No, his 10 questions, like 7 of 10 questions started with, oh, I don't know, that was unintentional. But now I'm going to give you a definitive answer as to why. I was like, good Lord, man. Everything. No, I don't know. It was totally unintentional. But
yeah.
Yeah, they need you on there now, Ryan.
I'm not successful enough for all that.
I don't think that's what it is. But I think it's just
It was cool, though.
you'd be a fun interview on there. Like I think he does a really good job, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I love watching that each week, especially people I don't know, because he'll interview people I've never really heard of or barely heard of. That's always interesting.
Yeah. I love how, like, simple and straightforward it is,
Mhm.
Like, it's not like a bunch of gimmicky questions or like trying to stir up some sort of controversy or something. It's just like real basic questions, and then there's great conversation formed around it. Looks crispy, bro.
Thank you. That's how most
What about
people
tomorrow? You
describe
don't
me.
eat meat.
I just need to document the time of day and the date so I can track the sun, keep myself.
You got one of those Flintstone watches?
I was hoping it was a Superman watch or something.
That would be cool too.
The Orville. I've heard of that. Oh, there you go. What do you know? Pocket watch. I was always a pocket watch guy. Pocket watches are awesome.
Yeah. Yeah,
Then
the
because
Orville,
when you
it's
have a
a
3-year-old, you can't
TV
have
show.
anything cool because they have to have it all.
Oh, yeah. No, that just means you get to buy more of them. That's even cooler.
Yeah. We went to an LCS across town today just to buy him a transformer he saw last week. So it is fun having a 3-year-old, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, Kyle, let's go to the store and get him a transformer. It'll be family fun. She goes, your definition of family fun is different than mine. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, because you're going to go in there, you're going to talk, and you're going to look around. So I felt those words when she said them, and I made sure I stood up front the whole time and only said, hey. Like I felt like I was being a dick, intentionally not talking to the people that work there. And I'm just like standing there looking at Finn, not looking down the aisles. Like,
just stand in the corner.
Yeah, but I did it.
Does Finn have any like interest in
I gave
like
Finn the
your
money
driving and where you're going? No.
Finn's on a Transformers kick right now. It's been a new one every week.
I can tell.
Yeah. See, my daughter, she's taken to like, I don't know. Lately, it's all been like she's keeping track of where we're going and where different places are. And
that's
she
cool.
watches the lights. And so she'll tell me like, the other day she got onto me because I went through a yellow light. She's like, yellow lights mean you're supposed to stop. And I was like, no, they mean to speed up.
Speed up.
It's like,
Yeah.
nuh-uh.
It means floor it.
Yeah. And like if the light turns green, she's like, Papa, go. It's green. Like, what is going on? She tells me, like, do you know where you're going? I'm like, of course I know where I'm going. We go this over here all the time, you know? She's like, where are we at? When are we going home? I'm like, good Lord.
Green light, Daddy. Get off your phone.
My wife just got home, so I've got to take off. We're going to see my mom and my grandma for Mother's Day. So.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
On what?
Going to see your family.
Thank you.
Curtsy.
My grandma just got out of the hospital, so.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I guess we got to go see her later, so.
Yeah.
She said, I'm all done.
Well, thanks for having me on. I'll talk to you again soon. See you guys.
See you, man. Take it easy. That's my childhood. 1 Transformers per week. Nice. Well, you got anything else you want to talk about?
I'm good. We got a lot of cleaning to do. Got to bag and board a lot of books, figure out dinner, probably pay some more bills. I was trying to get ahead of them, and I haven't sent me my next bill yet. I like to pay them on certain paydays, you know, not necessarily when they're due.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, man. New comic book day video tomorrow. Looking like a big week next week again. I'm very excited for a lot of the stuff coming. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be a big week next week. I'm excited.
It's a weird thing to say. Can't wait. Like you have no other option. Yes, you can.
Mm-hmm. It's the anticipation. It's killing me. They got to hurry up and deliver the next issue so I don't die.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Those are your shoes.
Everybody that's watching, make sure you check the description of this video, there's a link so you can click over to the 200 subscriber giveaway. It's at 3 o'clock in Fairy Tale Land and 2 o'clock in the real world, I think.
That's tomorrow?
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a link in the description here. You can click and bounce over to that. So you can hit that remind me button, and it will go off and tell you when we started 10 to 15 minutes before. So make sure you do that. I'll try not to give everything away in the first 10 minutes.
I'll be working tomorrow, so I'll try to pop on for a second.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so big congratulations.
I was watching.
On that.
Yeah, I'm very excited to give my first books away and do my first giveaway. That's like a thing I've never done. So, 200 subscribers into YouTube, I'm still learning new things and doing different things.
Say that again, Cosmic Campfire.
This has really caused a lot more ripples in the water than I ever expected.
Yeah, I think it was intentional.
I kind of assumed nobody would even notice.
Boom. I'm assuming next week you're going to adjust it to the Comic Campfire. Is that what you're going to do? Is that what you're progressing toward?
No, I never liked that name because it sounds like literally I'm just like doing some kind of whack comics thing where
that's what I was just thinking. This is just
stacking up all my books and lighting them on fire.
Yeah, all part of your ploy to campaign to get over to Whack Comics.
Yeah, right. All right, well, yeah, I dropped a video every day this week. Today it was a short that it has, I think I'm up to 1 view on now, so I don't know what happened.
Like I said, I didn't get notifications for that at all, dude.
Yeah, I'm up to 2 views. Like, I don't know.
You should delete it and re-upload it, in all sincerity.
I might, because, man, like, YouTube is just really screwed. I mean, I did the premiere the other day. I couldn't see anybody in my own chat. So that kind of frustrated me. Now I uploaded this short video and like, I'm not expecting stellar performance, but in 2 hours and 12 minutes, I've gotten 2 views and everybody's telling me that they've never even seen it pop up.
One of those views was me actually seeking it out because you told me you uploaded it, like me having to go track it down.
And I'm pretty sure the other view is me watching it to see if it even actually uploaded. So yeah. I can account for 100% of the views on my video.
Yeah, you should definitely delete it and re-upload. It only takes a second to upload those, so just to see if it pings notifications or something.
Yeah, it was quite strange. Oh yeah, but as I was saying, Monday I dropped a video. I don't remember what. Tuesday I had a conversation. Oh, I think Monday was my new comic book day video. Tuesday a conversation. Wednesday I had an unboxing. Yesterday, Thursday. My new comic book day picks for May the 12th, the week coming up. Today, I dropped an invisible short. It's just like a quick little cool video of me at the comic shop today. And they were having a sale, so like people are going nuts over there. It's crazy packed. It looks like pre-COVID.
That's awesome.
And then
back to normal.
Yeah. We had this live stream. Tomorrow I have the live stream to give away books. I'm also going to have a video going up tomorrow, separate from that, putting something together for tomorrow for the live stream. So working on that. I plan to have a video Sunday, but I don't know what it is yet. So there's a lot going on. Everybody check it out.
Sounds good. Sounds real good.
And Sunday we're going to do at Week's End. So just tune in for that. If that stream was set up, I could have also put the link for that in the description.
And I don't even have the thumbnail for the video that comes out in the morning.
You're doing crunch time proud.
Always. I'm just proud of myself if I get them filmed ahead of time.
Right. There's nothing worse than releasing a video that I filmed that same day.
Dude, that's why I started doing the 7 a.m. release for all my videos. Like, it's a cool concept for people to be able to wake up to content, check it out while you're getting ready or while you're riding to work, and which I found a lot of people are able to do that reach out or leave comments or something. But it also gives me the ability to That's not cool. Here, that gives me the ability to make a video after I put the kids down if I have to. If it gets to that point, the very last minute is after the kids are asleep and I'm wanting to go to bed, and I can just crunch through at the end of the night. You
I'm
remember
assuming
Jim?
because I was talking about like how like too low of a prep run goes nowhere.
Do you remember the Office episode where Jim Carrey was applying for Michael Scott's job, and he kept talking about how he needed specific time off, and he was supposed to be on family vacation, but he went to the store and he actually drove 2 hours to go interview for the job. It was just like
Yeah,
one episode. It was hilarious. I don't know why that
yeah.
made
Yeah, see, I've been there, like, and the problem is, like, I always feel like I'm rushing to get them done, and then I'm like, perfect, and I upload it, and then it's like, oh yeah, look, you totally forgot to fix the text on this thing, or like some dumb little mistake, you know.
yeah.
And so that's why it's so important to me that I like finish the day before, so I can go back and watch it at least one more time before I hit that upload button. So. Because yes, that's exactly how I feel. Like I feel like I'm always running around trying to like get everything together. So I try to push myself to have it ready the day before, so I don't have to deal with that. Because like if anybody's their own worst critic, it's definitely me, and I will beat the hell out of myself over some dumb stuff, you know. So
Oh,
I can't be
easy
doing
solution. Don't review or look at what you did. Just shoot it and put it up.
that. I wish I was able to do that, but I think my narcissism kicks in a little too much.
Yeah, I just don't look back.
I'm
My
gonna be
brain
like
works. I talk
like
before I
Lil
think to
Wayne.
begin with, so that helps out a lot. So I don't remember what I say. So I don't know if I mess up. Just talk, don't think, and don't look back. Flawless
Yeah.
every time.
I mean, my thing is like oftentimes when I'm talking to people and having those conversations, like I can't really like absorb it and pick it all up because I'm so focused on like making sure that it's like interesting and that things are moving, you know. And so I have to go back and at least listen to them because otherwise I might not remember what we even talked about.
Uh, I forget a lot, but that's cool because I get to have brand new conversations all over again.
See, there it is. There's that perspective again. I forget a lot too, but it bothers me that I forget a lot. Like, why can't you just remember it all the first time? Cool. All right, man. Well, you ready to get out of here?
Yeah, I'm good when you are.
All right. Well, thank you for showing up, everybody. We're kind of at a peak right now at 9, so sucks to let that go. But
Just leave it live. Hit your mute and go about your day.
I know, right? But I do appreciate everybody for showing up. A lot of familiar faces. In fact, I don't think we called Eric Durant. I don't know who that is. That's a new face. You know, I know like Chamorro and Freaky
Eric is
Louie.
a regular in the station crew, dude. She's awesome.
Oh, okay, awesome. Well, it's a
Look,
pleasure to have you. I've never seen you on my chats before, so. And then I appreciate new faces as well as a lot of these people that I do interact with. I do know of. I see their videos, and it's awesome to see them over here too. So thank you everybody that showed up every Friday, with or without